Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am excited to be doing my first stream of the year and my first stream in a couple months. I had to take a little break the last month, December, and the end of November. And unfortunately, OBS decided to kind of stop working right as I was getting the setup. Fortunately, I did actually start preparing quite a bit early, so almost on time. But anyway, I just kind of in this stream want to catch up with everything that I guess you all and I miss like streaming and sharing and making content of with Lotro. So first off, the character I'm playing right now, just as I kind of warm up and get back, I guess, a little bit into talking and streaming while I play, is my Runekeeper on a Nor, that has Gondor now, so the level 100 cap, which I was not here for at the start of that. I want to say hello to Kentrix. So I think I have everything pretty much set up as I used to. Right now I'm trying to remember. I think this is lightning spec. That's what I usually play for landscape, but I do have the fire spec here. Actually, I have no idea where I'd want to put my next two traits. Maybe get more will at this point. But this character, he went through Central Gondor and a little bit of Minas Tirith, and that's about all he has done, including, I guess, the book quest in Western Gondor. But I guess some big news that I have to share is during the Black Friday sale, when the Valors were like, I think they were 75% off or something crazy like that. I got one for all of my characters with my saved up Lotro points, so for anybody that's unfamiliar, I save up my Lotro points and don't really spend them and wait for big sales on something like that. I was not really expecting to do that, but that is a nice thing. It'll be helpful for me when making guides and things like that, and actually having some decently built characters like towards endgame will be helpful and exciting. And also hello Tactical RS and Hunsu. And there's a random floating backpack. So we will check those characters out, I suppose, a little bit later. Again, I'm just on this character to warm up a little bit right now as I get back to used to doing these things. And this character has his imbued first stage LI now for the main hand. I still need all the legacies up, and I think Starlight Crystals, I might have maxed out on that actually. Yeah, it looks like I have all the Starlight Crystals on that, but it's not leveled up all the way, but I just do like crazy damage on landscape with that now. And hello Ivan Stainer, who is a channel member. It's actually somebody became a channel member. It might have been Ivan, unfortunately I forgot, sorry about that, but somebody became a channel member right before I had to take a little break, but I appreciate the members. And right now on the map I am in Olden Norian, I think in Pelennor Fields on the east end, where all the orcs are. So in the Causeway Forts, that's where I am. This character, I actually don't know if I have any quests here. I just happened to be around here. I think we were doing, with my kinship last night, we were doing some roving threats. And we did Western Gondor and Eastern Gondor, so this character ended up, I think, in Osgiliath, and we were doing warbands, and anyway, I just ended up here somehow. It's an interesting place. So I guess one of the big things I can actually start off with talking about is this area. So when Gondor first came out on the regular servers... Okay, so Ivan, you were the one that became a channel member right before my break, so I do appreciate that again. It was just a little bad timing there. But when Gondor was originally released, I did not like it too much, but the second time around I've liked it a lot more. I plan to have this as a whole video topic. But it's kind of nice for me, at least, that I'm enjoying, or at least enjoyed some of Gondor the second time through on this character. And on my Warden on the server, I plan to do like a full playthrough starting with Western Gondor, this character again. I skipped that, besides the book quest. I wonder if I can kill a Mumak. I really doubt it. but it's possible. Back in the day, when actually Eastern Gondor came out and Osgiliath, that one-shot me, but on my Warden, I would solo the Mumax just for fun. My UI seems a little bit off. I think with the small resolution I have the skill bars, like the 1, 2, 3 rows here, the shift control and alt rows, slightly out of position. But I have it swapped so the shift bar is on the bottom, control in the middle. I feel like I should try this one more time just because I got one shot, but it's probably not a good idea. Kinda wish I was progressing at least with some quests on this character. I really have no reason to be here, I guess, besides Orc Slayer type deeds. And Easterling. Actually, I don't know if Haradrim or Easterlings. I would guess they are. It's good to see that chat is working and a lot of people here. Actually, I have a lot of people watching and a lot of likes. I'm kind of surprised because I've been away for so long and didn't really have much announcement of this return. I guess I was only gone for like a little over a month, at least. I think my inventory is full as well. This character is at the point where he's getting essences, and those... I've discovered the level 100 essence gear is not that exciting like it originally was. At least what I remember, the essence gear originally at level 100 was a lot better than what it is now. I don't know if it's because the other gear, like the non-essence gear, has been made better through updates, or if the essences were made worse, or if just like back in the day, people used essences when they weren't good, which I don't think is the case, but it could have been. But anyway, to clear out my inventory, that's what I'm going to do real quick. And kind of with all the hecticness, not sure that's a word, but with all that going on before the stream, getting everything set up and OBS not completely working, I wanted to list out a few of the things I meant to talk about at the beginning of the stream. I'll save the vitality ones. I think those could potentially be useful in like the tactical mastery, at least on this character. I'm not sure finesse will definitely don't need. Main stat essences don't appear to be good unless they're vitality again. Don't need those old tools. But one of the things I have been working on is my annual gameplay videos. I know I skipped them last year, but I plan to get back to that this year. I think I talked about it on my channel update, and I was kind of surprised to hear some people still found them useful that were like active subscribers or viewers. The main reason I don't think they would be is because I don't really commentate on it. It's just like gameplay, mainly for people who are unfamiliar with the game to see what it's like, but also I guess for people to see what different classes look like and things like that. So yeah, this is actually the first time. It's kind of weird taking a break from like talking as I play a game, because this is the first thing I've done with actually talking. I haven't done like a commentary or recorded anything other than starting straight off with this stream, which I feel like isn't the best idea because I just like feel rambly right now. But maybe that's the way streams usually go. Do I need trolls? Oh, no troll slayer. That's kind of boring. There's a warband, it looks like, to the southeast. I could at least investigate that. I kind of doubt it would be something I could solo, but we will see. But yeah, the annual gameplays I have been working on, I have kind of been looking to get back to Rift with that. This warband has way too much morale. It's a fellowship one. He's another Mumac. If we tried to get a Mumac, I would go to the one to the north and just try that again with preferably not getting one shot. I think I can open my Hobbit gift now, clean my inventory some, and loot all of this stuff, filter that. But yeah, maybe I'll try this and then go ahead and switch to a different character, or at least go somewhere useful for him to quest while I talk and think about things for a minute. Okay, not that it will help with the one-shot, I'll get some heal over times on me. In the bubble, that could actually help. I just gotta get out that area quick, I think. I don't know if that's what hit me or if something else. I know they do like a frontal AoE attack or something that you can see in that. When we were doing this, at least with the warbands with a group. Oh, I saw the little induction circle. It's really small for a map, I guess. Oh, I can actually daze him? That one was surprising. Might be able to stun him with the runestone. Okay, this is going a lot better than I thought it would, to be honest. That heal. Okay, concession and rebuttal and an epic conclusion. Oh, he almost one-shot me with something. I actually did not see what he used. Thought he was like putting his feet up to stamp or something, but he just got caught on 10. And there we go, now I got... I think that would have one-shot me. It was like 26,000 damage, but made it a lot longer that time, so a little bit of progress. And Rincewind, I am not on Arkenstone. My other server is Arkenstone, but I'm on Unor right now. The legendary server. Okay, so to catch, maybe do a little bit more actual catching up instead of just walking around now that we've been here a few minutes and gotten settled. This character I've gotten to level 100 and talked about did Central Gondor that pretty much leveled me to 100, and Old Anorian started that with Minas Tirith. See, I haven't done anything on my Captain or Guardian really. My Beorning, I haven't done anything. We actually haven't done any Moria instances since last time I did that before Thanksgiving, I suppose. None of these characters I've done anything. And my Warden, so my Warden I went through West Rohan on. That was quite a feat for me because I find the West Rohan questing boring. And that's one of the things with Western Gondor going into it, why I didn't enjoy it or wasn't really looking forward to it and didn't do too much of it. I think more because I was like not enjoying the game because of West Rohan at that point, and epic battles and not having like instances and all those things. Even if maybe going through the second time I'll enjoy it more, I hope. Mainly because actually finding out with Central Gondor I did enjoy that. It looks like my UI is all messed up, so I will load. Actually, I think I just loaded this, so I called it Louis7-chat because I gotta drag these things over. Because I have the kin chat here on the bottom right, which is blurred. So I have to reset all this up on these characters again. There we go, back to kin chat. Rincewind, I don't know if I can request Standing Stone Games to release. Like, are you looking for a new Gondor quest pack or something like that? Or like a pack for all, quest pack for all 3 regions of Gondor? Like Western, Central, and Eastern, all in one? They could actually do, I feel like they could do Western, Central, Eastern, Old Anorian, Far Anorian, including like North Ithilien and even the Waste, like a post-Helm's Deep to pre-Mordor quest pack. I feel like that would be helpful. So each Gondor quest pack is 800 Lotro points. Yeah, that's pretty expensive. One of the good things about that era was actually being a VIP. So I don't have too much to do on this character, by the way. I feel like I'd just end up running around. The point of logging in on this character was that I'm really not used to turning my head to read chat as I play right now either, but the point of logging into this character was that I plan to do a Gondor, basically playthrough, live stream playthrough, kind of like I did West Rohan on my Runekeeper, but actually doing it more consistently, I think, and I'll do it on this character, on this Warden. And I plan to go through Western Gondor, through Old Anorian, I suppose, is what we have. So that I should be looking forward to, but that is all on this server. I think most of the things I really have to catch up on are on Arkenstone. So as I mentioned, I have all the Valor characters. So 3,200 Lotro points for... Oh yeah, you get the class trait points from all those. I don't know if the book quests... I know in Helm's Deep the book quests are not like free, but I don't know after Helm's Deep if the book quests become free again. But Ashes and Stars, I know, in Osgiliath has one, and then Central Gondor has a lot of trait points, and Old Anorian does as well. That's mainly what I've been working on my Runekeeper, just getting trait points and doing some leveling up in the meantime. Okay, so I should be logging into Arkenstone now, and it looks like that did kick me off. Okay, so should just take a minute to show up again. Okay, so the big thing on this server is basically all my old characters that were very poorly built from the level 95 Valor, I've upgraded to the 120 Valor, essentially. So, like, these are my old Runekeeper and Lore Master, that's my old champion, but I have like 120 versions of all these characters now, and I made them all lose LOUs. The only one I'm not sure about is the captain. His hair kind of bothers me. I don't know why I made him like that. But anyway, when these were 75% off, I spent all of my Lotro points. I had like 13,000 or something Lotro points saved up, and I was able to buy one for every class except Warden because I already had my Warden. So one of the characters I thought I could log on was my Minstrel, just because this one has such a stark contrast compared to my old Minstrel, who didn't have any trait points because I didn't spend all the time getting those, had like low virtues and low LI levels, I guess. Poorly built LIs is a better way to put it. And hello, Zach Yarborough, you said you're glad you could finally catch a stream, so I haven't streamed in over a month, and I'm glad you were able to catch it as well. And I'm glad you love the videos as well. So I was thinking I could do missions. This character I'm kind of just doing missions on as a little bit of an experiment. And one thing you might notice is my UI is really large. I did that for the annual gameplay videos, so I made the UI a little bit bigger so it's easier to see for people who are less familiar with the game. I think it would be better for them to actually be able to see what's going on a little bit more, because I play on 1440p, so everything gets really small. Not as small as... I wonder why I loaded the UI, but some of the stuff is still like way off. Sometimes I have to load it again. Some like random things will be floating out in the middle. Looks like that fixed it. Okay, so I have a lot of missions I can run through on this character. I just thought it'd be something fun to do and give me a chance to play one of my new characters, really. So there are 4 total class trait points from the Gondor regions, you said. Combined, there's actually, I know there's 4 in Central Gondor alone, and then 2 more in Old Anorian and 1 in Osgiliath, so that's 7 from those, and then the book quests I think have 2 or 3, I don't remember exactly. The main thing this character would actually showcase is how overpowered Valors are. That's actually true for all my level 120 characters. They're just like insanely powerful because they give you a very well built LI, which has, like for the Minstrel, it has a lot of tactical damage rating. Even the book for tactical heal rating, I can heal a decent amount with, what's that skill called? Court of My Salvation in the red line. But yeah, I was happy with that sale just because I wanted to have characters that I could actually do decent things on and maybe get them towards endgame. Of course, it'll take a while to level all of them to 130. I'm not quite sure I'll do that, but I at least have them to where they could be endgame ready if I want to get, say, like a Runekeeper up to 130, or even this Minstrel just for fun. I'm not sure I'd actually do a Minstrel because I wouldn't be too interested in healing and they can't DPS. I actually have not done this mission. I had no idea what I was doing, but I got it done just killing worms, it looks like. Defeated worms, 10 out of 10. This is Kid's Old Claw. I have not done that instance. I'm actually not sure I even discovered it on Louisden. I have no idea where the dwarf is that's supposed to take me back, so I'll just leave. But yeah, another reason for actually having some kind of equally built characters all around the same level, it's pretty convenient for me when I go to make some... I plan to make some content discussing the classes. Do not need the instance panel to do this. Chill and Vladimir, finish that one. I could probably do all these missions. I really don't know how many I have. It looks like I have maybe 20 something. 27-ish, so can do a ton of missions here. Oops. I want to go back up to see what that looked like, because I was looking down. I think it was just the angle I was looking at. For some reason, I guess I thought I was here and didn't realize there was a different set of steps there. So this one is I need to free some scouts. But yeah, I keep getting distracted, but going back to what I was talking about with the guides, making those, or not guides, it does help with guides as well. I think I finished whatever the other thing I was talking about. But also with making guides, actually, having characters that, it's really mainly the trait points. That having those to actually build out different things will be helpful. And another thing is the LIs, if I can find where to open that. So having the LIs, those really do affect some things with like even rotation or how strong a skill is, I've noticed. Even comparing low to like high level characters. LIs really do make, like, imbued LIs specifically really do make a big difference for some skills I have noticed, basically. So Ivan, you said you had to leave for quick seconds, and you asked what I've been up to and how has my new year been. And that minstrel damage is higher than your IQ. Yeah, this minstrel damage is crazy. Some of the crits, when I don't crit, it's like normal damage. I don't even know normal damage is still pretty crazy when I don't crit, but sometimes I'll crit over 100k, which is enough to one-shot some of these mobs, it looks like. And then I even have the ballads. The ballads are surprisingly strong. That's one thing I noticed compared to a low-level minstrel. The ballads seem a lot stronger at this level. At least with whatever trait points I have. I think I have more ballad improving stuff in the yellow line that actually helps. One of the big ones is sharing a story. Resetting the piercing cry cooldown, which is good for a few reasons. But I have not been up to much the past month. I think one of the things I haven't quite gotten to talking about is Lotro Basics, the website that I am attempting to run, I suppose. So I have not really done too much on that. I actually made a guide for level 100 that I kind of forgot about. For the legendary server specifically, like what content it had and what you could do at level 100. And I also included a whole section on gearing. Where's the first captured scout? I saw a ring on the mini-map. I've kind of gotten lost because I have stopped paying attention to what I've been actually doing in the game. Do I need to go not down there? I feel like the first captured scout would either be far in the cave because they were captured first, or they would be near the entrance because it's the first one I'm supposed to rescue. And then as far as the new year goes, that's been pretty busy. I haven't had much time to really work on anything at the start of this year. This is the first chance I got to stream or really do anything as far as content making goes. There are 2 100k crits. One unfortunate downside, I shouldn't even say downside, but just unfortunate thing with a character that you Valor is they don't really have many outfits, so a lot of my characters I either use the intro outfit just because I've seen this have that on too many characters or something like that. And I think my wardrobe, there aren't that many wardrobe spots, so I need to get like outfits for all these characters. And hello, Veljko? Honestly, I have no idea how to pronounce your name, but you said you want to talk to me so I can explain to you a lot of Lotro stuff. Well, I tried to explain Lotro stuff as well as I do it in streams and things like that. And if you have any questions, you can definitely ask. So Rincewind, there is basically nothing that I'm doing this stream, if that makes any sense, because I just wanted to like catch up and talk a little bit about what I've done the past couple months and what kind of I am doing for the new year. So I thought one thing I could do in the background while doing that is all these missions on specifically this character, just because I had a bunch saved up and get a lot of variety that way. And it's also one of my newly boosted Valor characters that is very strong, especially for a class that is supposed to be a healer and not at least viable DPS there, or a DPS. That's one of the things, so if I think about endgame and Lotro, and this is a whole video I did, whole mini-series I'm actually doing, that's one of the types of videos I plan to get back to soon. Is I would be more interested in endgame if like all the roles were viable. So if a minstrel could actually DPS at endgame, I would be more interested in endgame, just as an example. At least having that option, even if I played a minstrel, my favorite spec to play is the L line, even if it's not the most viable. I think people go into the L line just to buff like before a fight, and then they go into the blue line mainly to heal. I'm not sure people ever really use the L line, but actually I think I should use Cry of the Chorus. So one of the things actually on the minstrel that I need to work on is actually using Cry of the Chorus, because it's really quick to build 3 ballads. Usually I just forget about that skill. Ivan, thank you for supporting me and promoting the channel membership. I do not have many channel members. There might still be 2 of you. I actually cannot find, like on YouTube, where my channel members are to actually see who they are and how many I have. The only time I see is if like they comment on a video or on a stream like this and have the little badge. Eating the bridge builders. This one actually sounds familiar. Got a lot of form scales. I feel like I could actually get level. Wonder if it's, I have so many destiny points, it can't like not be worth using these. I feel like give a little bit of rested XP, but I really do feel like this stream has been all over the place and I haven't even said much of anything about like my plans coming up. But one of the things I guess with all these alts, all these Valor alts, is I don't necessarily plan to grind them all up for endgame. But one of the things I'm thinking about doing is, like this character I plan to level primarily through missions. I would like to still get 3 trait points if possible. I don't know the most efficient way to get that after Valoring. That's one thing I have to maybe look into a little bit more. This is going to be a slow mission. It looks like we have to defend for over 4 more minutes. Guess while we're waiting, I can filter all of this loot, because I do not need. Looks like I've actually already filtered all these. It's one of the things about all these third age allies is I just like don't need them, so I want to filter them. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure, I guess, what I plan to do with all these Valorant characters besides having them, again, for like making content on YouTube and for, well, pretty much that, for making guides, that type of stuff. But some of them I wouldn't mind getting towards endgame. I think that's where I was going with the efficient way to get the remaining trait points. I think Virtue's actually... This character, I did not use my Virtue things, actually. That's unfortunate. And Ivan, you said you used the points... Oh, the Destiny points? I'm guessing that was what you were talking about. You have a Runekeeper at max level. Runekeeper is fun. That's probably the next class I would actually seriously work on getting endgame ready would be my Runekeeper. And you have a Burglar at level 47. Oh, you started today at level 5 and it's level 47. That's a lot of levels in one day. I feel like the last time I seriously spent a long time leveling a low-level character was the early days of Anor when I was doing the Lore Master series. Because I did a couple streams that were like 8 hours and 7 hours, but even with that, if I played those 15 hours straight, just because of all the things going on, like meeting with all these people that I used to play with that's now on my kin on Anor, the Mithril League. Which, by the way, for anybody curious, the main reason I still play on Anor is actually because of that kin. Having the content like staggered release at this point isn't the most interesting to me. I would actually probably just play on Arkenstone without that, I'm guessing. I won't spend too much time on Anor, but I have no idea where I was going with that, but yeah, I totally lost my train of thought there. But anyway, that's why I spend a lot of time on Anor, is because of mainly the kin, and that's just the people I play with are there, so that's where I spend my time. And hello, Irish Rukin. You asked if there's any idea for how long it takes to go from ending Mordor to the end of current content, playing like 2 hours a day. I am not exactly sure, especially, it depends, I guess, if you want to just like go through the content or go to level up to 130, or actually go through like all the content, do not necessarily all the deeds, but do all the zones. Like, so after Mordor, we can actually look on the map because there's not really much going on this mission at all. After Mordor, you have Northern Mirkwood, and then you have, that includes Erebor. And then you have Iron Hills, and then you have Arid Mithrin, the Grey Mountains, and after that you have, not Wells of Lingflood, but Vales of Anduin. Then you have Mordor Besieged all the way over here, somewhere around here, but then you have Minas Morgul after Mordor Besieged. I feel like I'm going really fast, but just to give you an idea, I guess, of how much content there is, there's also Wells of Lingflood, so Minas Morgul will get you 130, then Wells of Lingflood is a level 130 zone, and you have Gundabad, which I think is, I kind of did it a mix, but I think it's supposed to be pronounced Gundabad, if I am correct on that, and not Gundabad. Kind of like the Beorning, I used to always call it Beorning, even though I think it's supposed to be pronounced Beorning, so I've just tried to actually say it the right way. It looks like this mission completed. There's actually a bridge worker taking a somewhat decent amount of damage, but I don't even think I really need to kill these. And Hunsu, you said you still need to get to endgame. Yeah, it takes a long while to get to endgame. One of the things I think I've kind of partially rediscovered the past few months is I am more of a journey type of player when it comes to Lotro, which is not really something I've always been with like MMOs. I usually do enjoy endgame activities, and I do enjoy them in Lotro. It's just there are certain things about endgame content that quite annoys me with Lotro. So like doing this type of thing right now, just running through a bunch of missions on this character is fun. Going questing through a zone, doing playthroughs basically of zones, complete playthroughs, or just like going through there to quest and get a feel for the zone. That type of stuff is fun to me. So basically I would say don't rush it towards endgame just to get to endgame. Even though Lotro I think does have fun endgame content. That's one of the things that actually annoys me about the endgame is I really enjoy the endgame content, but there's just so much like grinding involved to get there, and that's one of the things all these Valor characters of course helps with. I feel like I'm just promoting the Valor way too much because I don't think it's a great system, even though I got all of them. It's just for my saved up Lotro points because I do pay the subscription, so I'm a VIP. And I accumulate so many Lotro points, I just don't have anything to spend them on, so when there is that big sale... I have no idea what happened to that mob. Did I just one-shot him, or two-shot? I don't feel like I could have one-shot him since he has 200k morale. Maybe I hit him with a couple of things. Oh, and I leveled up. So this is actually the first of the new Valor characters that I got past level 120 just from doing missions. Kind of an odd number that you actually need to kill 11 hill beasts. It's not like, usually things like that seem to be 10, but this was just all 11 of them. So Ivan, you don't like the go out and kill 20 mobs, that's boring to you, and you enjoy the story quest the most. I am kind of in between. I think sometimes just going out and killing 20 mobs for like no reason is boring, but also things like this was go out and kill 11 mobs basically, and I enjoyed that. On some of the story quests in particularly, I just have to pick on West Rohan because I've done it twice recently. I did on my Runekeeper. I streamed probably about half of it, and then I rushed through as much as possible on my Warden, and there's just so much story content that is so slow. And I needed to do that. Are we in this? It almost looked like we were in the same place. I don't think we're in the exact same place though. I didn't pay too much attention to where the other one was. This one's in the, I think, Glimmerdeep area. Unfortunately, I just never got around to doing this full zone. When we go back to it, eventually I think I will go back to the zone. I'll be pretty excited to actually get through more of it, but the legendary servers launched I think in the middle of this zone, if I remember correctly, when I was going through it on my Warden, so I never got around to it. Okay, so this might actually be... I feel like we haven't had enough challenging gameplay since the whole Moomock incident on my Runekeeper. So one of the powers, actually, of the Minstrel, especially one with all this damage, is the AoE DPS. I haven't really been doing too much AoE. So I need to defeat Magathug, it looks like. So Irish Rukin, you said if possible you'll wait endgame to optimize your gear. You just hope it won't be too hard with your current level 115 Mordor items and quest rewards. Okay, so I think questing in general should get you enough gear to go through stuff. So I think one of the biggest jumps is if you try to jump straight to... I just thought I'd see if I could go in there if it would take me out, but I think one of the biggest like difficulty jumps is if you went straight to the Iron Hills. If I remember correctly, at least back in the day, they might have updated the balance at this point for all I know. Which I say that because I almost feel like they did. I don't know how I got floating names on. Usually that bothers me so much I turn it off right away. Yeah, level 120, that's another big point, but Iron Hills used to be a big jump from Mordor if you skipped the level 115 stuff in Northern Mirkwood and Dale, Erebor, all that area. Okay, so this is the collapsing tunnel ones. I feel like I've done this mission like 20 times already, and some of them I still haven't done, I don't think. It's just, I guess, the luck of the draw. Whenever I decide it's time to do some missions, I always get it on the same day. That's one of the reasons on like this character and any other character I plan to do a lot of missions on, I just like accumulate them in my inventory, my quest log, quest version of inventory, so I can do them. I need to collapse tunnels, so I need to find one of those mine bomb thingies. Can't actually think of what exactly it's called. I wonder how much of a difference actually putting Call of Rome for the, that's a lot of light mitigation, that's over 100,000 light mitigation, but I wonder how important that is compared to using something stronger to start off. In any long duration fight, it would definitely work out that Call of Rome's more useful. Oh, I couldn't see the guy who was attacking me. But for example, something like Call to Fate, or especially Cry of the Wizards has a really long animation. You can cancel that with Piercing Cry, which also does damage. So perhaps it could be better to either wait to use Piercing Cry with Cry of the Wizards or Call to Fate. But anyway, I am probably getting way too into the details of this minstrel. Trying to, whenever I play anything, I just like try to optimize my efficiency with the skills. It's fun to me. Wow, that did hardly any damage. I guess that's the downside of the minstrel when you do not crit. Hello, Brenda and Joyce. You said you're an extreme example of the slow player. You've been playing for 8 years and never gotten a character to max. Yeah, that's one thing. I think I mentioned Lotro was a good game for that, though, because there are a lot of deeds to do. There's just a whole lot of content, especially if you do play an alt or two or a bunch of alts. That's like even more stuff that would prevent you to getting to the level cap. I actually only have one character at the level 130 cap right now, even though I think I have 11 characters maybe that are 120 and 12 to 13 that are above 115. Okay, so I have not been collapsing any tunnels, I'm just going through killing stuff, which is fun, but I should probably actually work on this mission a little bit. And hello, Vulgar TG. He said, nice to see me back to streaming, and it's nice to see you back in the stream. And hello, Harry the Mouse. You have lockdown curfew in Montreal from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Well, I'm glad you do have my streams and videos back. It will probably be a little bit slow coming up. The next couple weeks I think will be slow because I'm working on those annual gameplay videos that I mentioned, which I'm not sure how much people that like watch my streams, how much they would enjoy those or look forward to them, especially since I skipped them last year. My channel has grown a whole lot since I last did them. But that's my next project. And Ivan, so yeah, that's my next project for your question. And then after that, I do plan to do more guides, probably not less guides. And then you asked more group content. You enjoy watching the group content from me. I don't know necessarily more group content, probably similar to what I did before. I'll probably do quite a bit with the Mithril League on Anor still. I think we usually run stuff on Monday. Sunday, so tomorrow actually. That'll be a big catching up on Anor type stream, I think. Even though we did a little bit of that earlier today, which is already like over half an hour ago. Okay, I really need to stop getting distracted. I have not done one thing sappers, that is what they are called. I've not collapsed a single tunnel. I feel like I've been here for 5 or 10 minutes. Hello, Bobbic. You said you loved the high elf voice. Yeah, the minstrel. Probably hear it a lot with the shouts. And Kentrix, you said maybe more instance and raid guides. That's actually something I never got around to doing, but I wanted to do, which I still could do. So I think talked about this in one of the streams, is like instance overviews. So not really like super detailed exact mechanics, this is where you go, what you avoid, all that type of stuff, but more overviews of instances. I think would be something I could do. I just feel like I probably would not be the best person to do like detailed instance guides. Hello Brandeth, good to see you as well. And hello Paul Witzel, good to see you both. And Brandeth, you said you can't blame me when killing random stuff can be fun. It definitely can, especially on a minstrel. That can almost one-shot. There are a lot of signatures in here, so can't quite one-shot those. And the other ones I get pretty close to one-shotting. I don't think I would ever consistently one-shot on level mobs. But it's a fun kind of, if I don't really think about it too much in the instrument playing aspect of the class, it's a fun kind of spellcasting type class. Okay, let's go back and get the sapper. I believe there are 2 more tunnels that I need. I was going to say I'm probably making a decent amount of gold, but in reality probably not, because there's a ton of gold to be made in Lotro and it's not from looting a couple hundred silver anymore. Even though it does— oh, I can't cast because I'm actually carrying a sapper doing something I need to do. So Kentrix, you said you would love that if I do like those instance overviews. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would start with, because like with stairs, that is the newest 6-man instance at least. Everybody calls it stairs. What is it actually called? Shakulash, the stair battle, I think. And then there's the raid, the Bloody Threshold. I could also overview endgame activities. I think would be something perhaps useful. So like, for example, just thinking about what people do at endgame. So Brandeth, you said my music playing abilities are so bad that I damage the enemy. I don't know, that one, that's kind of a hurting insult, but at least I am doing something with it. So Bobby, you asked, I don't know if your name's Bobby or like Bobby, but oh, and Jive Turkey, you asked what server. I am on Arkenstone on this character, but how to get all the bags into one unit. So if you have, there's this little cogwheel type thing on the top left called edit mode. So if you have your bags like in all these different ones, you can just drag the set of 4 inventory slots into bag 1 and it'll be one big bag for you. Okay, so I still need to collapse the final tunnel and I need to get a sapper for that. So Kentrix, you said at this point you would love any guide. And you used to listen to my streams and videos while playing Lotro on mute because my voice is relaxing. That is good. I'm not really sure how my voice is relaxing because I don't know, I guess to me it isn't, but it would be weird if my own voice was relaxing to myself probably. But where is the final tunnel? I don't know what tunnels I have or have not done, so I will check if I've done the one up here. So Paul Witzel, you asked if I have a Patreon account. I do not. It's something I could look into, but I probably... I don't know, I'm not sure about setting something like that up. I do have, if somebody wishes to support me like Ivan does, I do have channel memberships on YouTube, which functions similar to Patreon. Unfortunately, there's not all too much I have to offer extra like a Patreon would, besides extra shoutouts and things like that. I also had the idea of doing like polls and letting members decide maybe like what I actually do in a stream. So for example, some of the ideas I have going forward is continuing the War of Three Peaks Zone Elder Slade on my Warden, or on my other Warden on Anor going through Gondor, like basically deciding which of those I do on a certain day. Okay, so that mission took forever, but that was more my fault because I was paying no attention at all. So we'll see where the next mission takes us. And it actually looks like we're going to the exact same place, but this time I get to kill everybody. So I'm basically doing the mission that I did last time. So somebody said I have an ASMR voice, Hansu. I have heard that one as well before. It's kind of weird, this is not really too related to that, but sometimes I check my old videos, or somebody will like comment on a really old video from a few years ago and my voice, I feel like I had a lot stronger accent back then. I don't know if it's true, if it's just like the way it picks up on the mic or something. I don't know how like the ASMR-y thing would change over time with something like that. Because it's something I feel like I used to hear more frequently and hear a little bit less frequently nowadays. Oh, Kentrix, you became a new member now. Thank you for the support. I think you were the... No, somebody else just mentioned. It was Paul Witzel that mentioned Patreon, but... Yes, you are at least my second member, potentially my third member. I think I've had in total in history like 4 members, so you're one of the very first few, so I really do appreciate that. If you're curious where the, I guess, money from that goes, is I try to put all that back into the content, so like equipment. One of the things I'm looking into for the future is like upgrading my GPU. I have a GTX 970, which mostly works with Lotro, but I feel like getting something better might help a little bit in some areas where my performance goes down. Of course, doing things like editing videos would probably help with that. And other games I play, because I do play games other than Lotro, like once a month or something. Pretty much the only other game I've played the past few months is actually World of Warcraft. And with Shadowlands, I'm just starting that. That's one of the things I meant to talk about a little bit in the stream, is I know I'm playing Lotro right now because it's my main game. It's my favorite game. It's kind of a weird thing to say. I don't think I've ever called Lotro actually my favorite game, even though I think it is. I feel like I have a hard time picking favorites, even though in Lotro I actually can easily pick my favorite class to be Warden. Picking like second and third favorites in Lotro is really hard. So the money goes into your relaxed mood. That is good. I feel like Lotro is a relaxing game, so it's probably a good combination if my voice is relaxing and maybe the background gameplay is relaxing. I say that as my minstrel is shouting and playing such bad music that it hurts anybody who hears it. Yeah, certain zones I do definitely drop to pretty low FPS, around 40 actually, Brandeth, and One of the odd things is changing the graphic settings doesn't make too much of a difference. And I know my GPU isn't even like all the way utilized. Like if I look at Task Manager right now, my GPU is, okay, it's actually up to about 50% use. I did not realize that it used that much. Maybe using OBS, that probably doesn't help. I feel like this mission is taking a while, but at least I'm actually making progress just by killing things. Probably also feels like it's taking a while because I was just here killing dwarves earlier. So I think I am done with this mission now. Hello, I keep saying hello, but hello for gaming, and then thank you as well, Brendan Joyce, for becoming a new member as well. Well, we're up to 2 new members again. I really do appreciate that. That should help with content going forward, definitely. And also hello to Maluthor. You're playing Shadowlands and you're not happy with it and you're thinking about returning to Lotro. Well, I think Lotro is a good game to return to, and that's kind of sad to hear because I do plan to start going through Shadowlands. I got set up, I went through the Maw thing. I didn't really like that too much, even though I get the point of having something like that. It's just a long, like, story-driven thing, which is the type of part of thing I don't like in Lotro too much. We're back to this tunnel. A lot of the missions do repeat areas, and we have a third new member of the stream. This is crazy to me because I have I think we over doubled my channel membership, actually tripled it, all in one stream, my first stream of the year, so I really do appreciate that, everyone. That also helps with, actually, I pay a subscription for Lotro, which I do the $30 every 3 months. This is just a type of thing that helps with that as well. And definitely helps keep me motivated to keep making content. I know even just watching the videos definitely helps and shows me people are interested in it and all that, but when people actually become like channel members or something like that, it really does show. So I do have a couple membership badges. I think that is the main thing that I really have to offer. I know it's not like all that much, but yeah, I think actually in the future, one of the things I thought about was having early access to guides. I don't know how much channel members would like guides, but just having early access to videos, basically, I would make them unlisted, and you all would be able to view them early. Even though usually when I upload a video, I publish it the next day, I could delay it a week just to have a little bit of an incentive or extra bonus, I guess, for channel members. So we have, I think, 3 new members of stream, so at least 4 total. Again, there was somebody earlier, I don't know if they're still a member because I really have no idea where to look for that on YouTube. And hello, Middle Earth Studios. You said graphics and engine updates. That's one of the things. Oh, Brandon, he commented about that. So chat is going by so fast I keep missing things. Let's go ahead and get started with the next mission. And Belgico, you asked how old I am. That's a good question. I'm 23 years old. Oh, so Brandeth, you asked a member role in Discord. So Discord, that is something, I do have a Discord. I am not good at Discord. I need to make roles, but that is all very confusing. I don't know, confusing is the best way to put it, but it's just kind of time consuming. I'd have to actually look into it. I have been very bad about the Discord. I was hoping to get that all like set up a lot better this past month, so that's another thing I would like to work on. And good morning to you too, Satan. It's actually evening for me. But the graphics and engines update, there was some news right after my little break started. What are we doing? Claiming camps here? That EG7, I forget what the EG stands for, but they have a good number in their name, that much I know. EG7 acquired Daybreak Games, and Daybreak Games were the publishers of Lotro, who supposedly didn't have much involvement in the development or any like things like that. That I'm personally, I don't have like any evidence for this, but I'm personally a little unsure of. But it could be entirely possible that they actually didn't have any input on anything with Lotro. I really don't need that last anthem. That's only if I'm like taking tactical damage for resistance in the tactical mitigation. They're so spread out that they aren't all getting hit by my AoEs. I think I had a big crit there, 100, might have been 140k. So Hansu, I'm the same age as you. Yeah, I think it actually shows in my YouTube analytics the age of viewers. And I feel like kind of my age range is actually the biggest viewership, and I think this is one of my most popular streams for concurrent viewers back in the day when I would consistently stream and didn't take big breaks. Usually we would cap out around the mid-20s, so that's also good to see. We have a bunch of new members, a bunch of likes, and a whole bunch of great things on my first stream for the year. Yeah, Braindeath, resistance definitely helps with damage over time as well. I think that's their tactical, but it's not really something I even actively think about too much. But yeah, resisting, that's actually something that happened yesterday specifically. I was doing, or it might have been 2 days ago, I was doing something with my kin on Anor. I forget exactly what it was where, I don't know if I had a resistance buff, but I like resisted something that would have, I think, stunned me and probably caused a wipe because I was healing with whatever it was. But yeah, it's just interesting that that just happened. I think, okay, I'm actually doing the mission somewhat properly. I didn't skip any steps here. So there was something I was going on about. So Discord, graphics and engine update. I haven't gone to that too much. So with EJ7 basically acquiring Standing Stone Games, they mentioned specifically Lotro and published a lot of data about that. I could actually make a video talking about that, even though it's a little bit of old news now. I could discuss it, I suppose, but in that they talked about doing a graphics update for Lotro. They also talked about a console port, which is encounter entry limits exceeded. Oh no, we did too many missions. 1, 2, 3, yeah, I did 10 missions, instance locked. So I have 15 minutes until I can do another one. So I think I'll go on another character. This character probably has full inventory, a whole bunch of like stuff I need to destroy and filter. Getting Minasithal hides, which is nice. I just really wish there was an easy way to destroy all these old allies, unneeded allies. Like if there was some like trash bin you could click and then just click the item and it would delete it without any confirmation. It'd be a little bit risky, but it would be convenient for something like that. So I think I can go on my Warden though. At least go on another character. So we played a lot of Minstrel, I suppose. And I'll go on my Warden and maybe we can do like the stair battle or something. Get a little bit more variety than just missions at least. And yeah, with the console version, that if they actually went ahead with the console version, that would scare me because it would probably, at least for me, water the game down too much to where the gameplay wouldn't be something that really captivates me. But at least having maybe a graphical update could be nice, and it comes like with an engine update that would make the performance better and things like that. That would be all good to me. It looks like I need to go to my good UI, not my large UI. Gotta go to the UI that is harder to see. Oops, what did I lay out? Load. There we go. And then I'll have to do that once more because it gets it in like somewhat the right position, but it doesn't get it fully in the right position. So I'll move kinship. Somewhere around there. Okay, let's try that once more. I actually got it pretty much in the right position. Looks like I can open present. Oh, apparently I had that blur on the whole time even when I didn't have any actual chat going there. I don't know what tab is. I have no idea what that has. Regional fellowship, okay. It's probably fellowship chat. Looks like there's a stair battle T2 and tier 3. I might be able to run tier 2. I actually can run tier 2. I don't know about tier 3 on this character, but could do tier 1. I think this character, he also has some quests we could maybe wrap up here in War of Three Peaks. I am in the blue line for some reason. Oh yeah, I was doing some tanking again for those annual gameplay. What is this build? I am pretty sure I'm missing the traits have been unslotted. Seeds of the Moment and Javelin of Deadly Force. Was that because I was like messing with my war stage? I think when I respec'd. This is the spec I would probably want to play. And then a long time ago, for gaming, you asked about my opinion on Redline Captain. And I think they do low damage on their own, but they're very useful for all the buffs they provide to fellowships. I'll keep an eye open if tier 1 stairs forms, but I might just form my own if I do not see one come up. And I forgot to use the skill that keeps me from getting dismounted. Sacrifice. I will probably DPS. Even though I could tank it, that's actually what I did, just for a spoiler, the annual gameplay video. I will actually be playing a Warden tank, properly tanking. That's one of the hard things with doing those is, compared to WoW with Lotro, it's kind of hard to just like boot up group content, especially at like random levels. I think they did say tier 1, yeah. Just want to make sure. But with the Warden being at level 130, it's very easy to get group content, especially with stairs being run so commonly and pretty easy on tier 1. I was able to tank it in my DPS gear on my Warden. I usually half tank it anyway as a DPS Warden, it seems like. And Paul Litzel, you asked if I find it useful to do Slayer deeds when questing, and I do. It's something I'm kind of bad about, but I think they're useful to knock out, at least before you finish the zone and move on from the zone. You'll get Virtue XP and get deed progress. You'll also get Lotro points, so you get a combination of a few things that I think it's useful to do it, especially if you're really close. If you're like really, really far away and want to move on from it, you of course don't have to, but I think it is a good thing to do. And as far as recklessness goes, Brain Death, I have that on the red line. I think once I respec, it should fix itself momentarily, I hope. So yeah, if you do the Slayer deeds after you finish your questing, that does let you maybe be a little bit more efficient. So if you did the Slayer deed like in the middle of questing in a zone, and then you have to kill those mobs again, it would be not really wasted kills, but it wouldn't progress anything as far as deeds go. So that's kind of more of what I meant, like when you're finishing up a zone, or no, you won't kill whatever type of mob that was again. It could be useful. So I think I'm on all the group versions of these quests, which is okay. I have to aid a few people. This is one of the areas I really actually liked War of Three Peaks, this specific map. This zone. Where is the person I need to aid? Find and aid. Sometimes navigating on the worst aid in little areas like this is not good. I'm actually surprised. Wow, they're searching for stairs tier 6. I'm surprised we weren't able to get a group. Find and aid Dreary. I am right here at him. Do I have his quest somehow, maybe? So, Bling Flood, Elder Slade, War of Three Peaks, Death's Breath. Oh, I do have that. So I am really confused. I completed Vengeance in Kind. Did I just get this quest, or did I just like actually look at it? That's possible what happened. Engine of Destruction. So I still need to do Engine of Destruction though. So that should be to the southwest. And I am in the wrong stance for that. I actually don't know what spec I'm in. I think I'm in Redline, it looks like. But yeah, this is just another, I think, decent random thing for me to do. Just because it was the one thing I didn't do. We did, I think in one day I did pretty much all the War of Three Peaks version of Elder Slade, except for when I got to these group quests. I thought they would take too long whenever that was that I got to them. I'm playing very badly right now. I somehow used the boot. I was looking at chat while I was trying to do my gambits and keybinds with that. So Brandeth, you said it's sad how much you know about the game. I don't think it would be sad to know a lot. And you've mained every class for a few months at least. I'm not sure I've ever like mained a class for that long. Usually I'll play a bunch of classes at once. Like I try to keep updated on the gameplay, how they all play and all that good stuff. Gotta remember I'm actually spec'd into the red line. I'm so used to being spec'd in yellow line now. Okay, so I will actually switch to the yellow line and get... Yeah, it looks like it gave me Javelin of Deadly Force and Seize the Moment. One of the nice things about yellow line is all the variety of ways you can build it. I have it built mainly for landscape right now. But it also has good AoE damage with especially Shattered Javelins. That's one of the things I've discovered lately is how much AoE damage that could do. So, Belchko, and you can let me know if I'm saying your name like totally wrong. But you said you're stuck at level 52 and you don't know what to do. You got your legendary weapon, but you don't know what to do anymore. If that is like the perfect level range for Moria, as Brandeth said, you could go into Moria and quest until close-ish to level 60, and then you could go to Lothlorien or Mirkwood. You could go straight to Mirkwood, or you could even go to Inundawaith after that. Okay, so I think I'm actually... I lost. It caused a lot of issues when I switched specs, I guess, like with the Worst Aid. Okay. Let's get Hampering Javelin over there. Of Wages of Fear, which is a pretty useless one. I thought I would have to kill that Siege Troll, but he ran away. Get all my bleeds up. One thing I've also done on the Wardens, I've actually tested spear sweeping. That was one of the things that... I don't know if it's been updated recently, but I know a lot of Yellow Line Wardens use that. So I'm at least somewhat familiar with that. I don't have it spec'd on this character, especially not for landscape content. The only thing about that I don't like is mainly the inconsistency. Like if the spear sweep actually spread the bleed every time you used it, it wasn't based on RNG, I totally should not have died there, but I guess when the sapper hits me with burning oil for almost 40,000 damage, that's what happens. So I gotta use I thought that would about one-shot me, the fire, when I went into it. I don't know what happened with my gamuts there. This is one thing with the Warden, that especially after playing another class like I just got done with the Minstrel, having a little bit of lag, it definitely messes up with the gamuts. So Spear Sweep with the Rimmer Chant set bonuses, I definitely don't have that. I know they're strong even without that because I did a little bit of testing, but the problem with testing with me is I don't have set bonuses, and I know at least people who do the in-game high difficulty content probably have all that stuff set up. Yeah, so Veljko, you said it's okay, it's a weird name, it's a Serbian name. I'll probably just call you Vel. That would be easier, probably less chance for me to mess it up at least. For some reason I thought I was rooted. I don't know how it happened to where I thought I was, but then I wasn't. What do I need to do with this cauldron? Do I need to tip it over? That really doesn't seem like a good idea, to destroy a cauldron and like stand right under it and let all the nauseous stuff go right into my like nose and mouth there. And yes, the lag is definitely the enemy of Wardens. Even just in solo it can be pretty annoying to like mess up a gambit, and especially if it's one that's like doing a big damage over time. Like Range Resounding Challenge or Warden's Triumph there. Because the idea with a Warden is you start a fight with a bleed, so it starts doing its damage over time, but then if that never actually gets started, the fight's going to take way longer. That was a very short fight. I got a lot of damage quickly on him. I don't think there would be any quest items where I'm going. I'm kind of doing what I was doing during the missions and just walking around aimlessly right now. One thing I think, actually, just thinking back to my trait points, I might not actually need all the Barbed Javelin points, because getting Shattered Javelins makes it guaranteed that you'll get the Barbed Javelin bleed, which is a bit odd. Yeah, so Brandeth, I would actually still say the Warden is probably my favorite class in any MMO, and it really is unique for MMOs. I don't even know another like RPG type game that has something similar, but I don't really play too many games, so I do not have complete experience to know for sure on that, but even with the lag I think it's still my favorite class. Okay, so we need to destroy stuff, that much I know at least. Oh, I did not see he was an elite. That shouldn't be much problem for this spec. I'll just slightly alter what I'm doing. I act like the morale taps though actually do something. It's mainly for just AoE damage. And when we're down to 1, which we are down to 1, I can stop doing that and actually do something more useful. And then I need Surety of Death, and I should be good but to go ranged again. Took a lot of damage, but at least I survived there. So Richard, you asked why there's so much lag for a game that's close to 15 years old. I'd almost guess partially because it's so old. That might not help. And then as far as FPS lag goes, I would also say because it's old, I think the engine's pretty old. I don't know how much impact that has, but there's just a lot of like stuttering. I've heard from people, I don't know how much, how accurate it is rather, but that like Lotro, the way it is, drawing so much from like a SSD, solid state drive, your hard drive basically, compared to other using like GPU resources or RAM or something like that, makes it inefficient as well. I feel like I did a bad job explaining that because I'm just like repeating it based off memory, which might not be 100% accurate either. So Black Desert, I think it's Black Desert Online BDO, has a combination type combat system like Warden's. I have not played BDO, but I'd be interested to check that out just to see what another game has that's somewhat comparable. Did I get the battle? Okay, so I picked that up. Oh, and I need to destroy Nauseous Cauldron still, so everything's to the northwest it looks like. I think we'll finally get a chance to kill one of these Elite Masters. So this one I do just have to be a little bit more careful on, and I think I somehow pulled an archer. Actually got the Elite Master Troll stuck behind something. Okay, he's doing some induction, which does not concern me right now because he's way far away, so I can pick off these little guys. Hampering Javelin's actually really useful. It's something I used to not use too much. How do I build this gambit? I really have no idea what gambits I have or have not used, so I'll just use some. I don't know where all the dots went. I thought I had a couple dots up on them and just put a new one. I'm about to die. Need to use Hampering Javelin again. For me, it's also a little bit harder with the Warden to kite while shooting just because of the way it is with the keybinds with all the Gambit builders, all the Gambit masteries. Get rid of the wound. The poison, I think it was actually poison. I am really not doing a good job with this fight. I feel like that was totally my own fault that I died there. And Brandeth, you said memory leaks are also a common occurrence for this game. I don't think I've run into that too much recently. I feel like there used to be a big issue with that and it was somewhat fixed. We're probably good if I wanted to go back on my Minstrel to do more missions, but now that I'm actually on my Warden and having a little bit of something to do, even if it's tough right now. Maybe still try to get a stair battle after this, but actually I might have run stair battle already on this character today. It does not look like it actually. That was probably yesterday then. I think it was last night. That's not, I always try to jump there for some reason on the war state. It's never that good of an idea. I think I can go this way. So yeah, I think just thinking about a little bit of my schedule the next couple weeks, I think I mentioned it'll probably be slow as far as my content goes the next couple weeks, which probably isn't too exciting as I'm still wrapping up the annual gameplays, actually getting the gameplay for those. And then editing them and rendering them, that part takes a long while. At least with that I can somewhat do it while doing other things. Taking a lot of damage, but I should be fine. I do have that warband type guy. chasing me. I know he used to be one that would one-shot me just like walking by this area, so hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm probably far away enough now. And I am actually about to die, so I'm going to use potion? No, I missed it. That was a very bad way to die, especially because I consumed the potion, but it did not heal me. I feel like everything was going so well on this character, and then I did that Elite Master, which I should never have died on in the first place, but then I just like died right there. It's actually kind of neat that it makes it thematically like a dangerous war area. That you can die just by like running on the road where there are a whole bunch of dead bodies. It's fittingly dangerous, I suppose. Okay, so try this again. That did work? I don't know, I skipped through some sort of landscape. It didn't ever actually show me jump, so I'm guessing I actually did jump, it just didn't show that, and then it reset to where I was supposed to be. I don't know if this actually improves my defenses. Gives me a little bit of a bubble, which helps a little bit. That's actually surprisingly strong, 7.8k. Then a little bit of evade chance. But yeah, that's one of the problems with dying, is it just takes so long to get back to where you were, especially in this zone running back. I feel like it's a big setback from where I was. But with the content, if I can actually talk about that again without getting distracted, I do have a few like standalone videos that I'm preparing, kind of planning for throughout the next, I guess throughout this month. I would try to get them this month to next month. One of the videos I actually was reminded about was my Warden story. I was supposed to make a video of that. I have it like, I don't know, halfway prepared maybe, which is quite a lot for that long, that involved of a video. So for anybody that doesn't know, I made a video that talked about basically my captain story, which was basically my chronological experience with the captain class. And I did that one because I really did a bad run through of this. Okay, so this time I'm going to try to use the potion. That was very bad. Just a very bad run through. I got to where I needed to, and then I just kept running as I was talking. But as far as a to-do list in 2021, I have a partial to-do list that is not written out. It's just like in my mind. I do have a few things started, which helps. But usually I do try to write things down as I think of them as a sort of to-do list. And then Ivan, you asked if I think Lotro needs a graphics update. I don't think it needs a graphics update, but a graphics update would be nice. I just agree with you. If there is a graphics update, I hope the style stays the same and there's not some like major change to that. Also, if they update like gameplay mechanics at all, I think that could be scary, because whatever they do to like improve performance or whatever, I hope it won't change the core gameplay of the game. That's one of the reasons I actually enjoy it a lot, is, or those two reasons, not really the graphics, but just the world building of it, which involves the graphics definitely, and the gameplay of Lotro. And the content zones like this, I think are really fun to go through and explore, so another reason I really like Lotro. So basically those type of things I hope won't change too much. If they do any of the stuff mentioned in the EG7 acquisition. It was like a paper document presentation type thing, I think, for shareholders. I don't remember exactly, but that's where all that information was from. Did they ever fix the battle mount slingshot? I don't think so. If you're talking about like rubber banding, if you're going on a war steed and then sometimes go like way back, that still happens. It actually happened to me, I think, today. Okay, so I got Seize the Moment. That is when I need to be in melee. And I'm about to pull another troll, which I should be able to handle. And I'm about to pull him. The only problem is their range. If they weren't ranged, I'll definitely say I should be able to, so I'm going to use a potion. I actually might need to run away. I don't think I can heal enough with just spamming Resolution. As much as I would like to, it does a decent amount of damage actually. But I don't think it does enough healing to be reliable. It actually heals me, it looks like a little over 8k. I can get dots on and just keep spamming them with AoE. It's actually useful just because it's a strong ranged AoE. If there are a ton of mobs, you can do a ton of damage like that. Okay, let's do a little bit more damage there. Oh, I got stunned. Okay, get a little bit more healing again. Okay, got another Seize the Moment. Sometimes it hurts my fingers to play Ward, and now that I've started to actually use keybinds, it looks like one of my items got damaged. I just used the same gambit twice. What stance am I in? Melee? I used all of my potions somehow. This character is very potion hungry. He gets into too many dangerous situations. Okay, I'm going to slow him and get him back to range. Seem to do less damage then. And all that excitement, I had to clear my throat the whole time. Okay, so got that done. That fight definitely went better, even though it could have gone even better than that. Looks like I have some fancy potions I could put on my skill bar, because I'm always needing them on this character. Oh, I have a lot of the rejuvenation potions. Then I thought I saw one more. There we go. Then I do not have the subscriber town services. I was going to say I could look on the auction hall for potions. I guess that will have to wait. I'll have to use all my fancy potions first if I need them. What is this guy? Grush and Flak. He is a nemesis. He has increased melee and tactical damage. Frightening countenance. Tier 3. Huh. Maybe when we're done with this character I could try soloing him. I don't know if it'd be better to go on the blue line for that, possibly. I really doubt I could, but always gotta try. And there is a troll right there. Oh, he's stuck on his own. Can he actually not get out of that? It's actually good because I am pulling way too many here. Okay, get rid of my poison in a minute. I should have a lot of AoE damage coming once I get all these resolutions off. If these mobs, they're actually getting close enough together for that to happen. So I just keep taking more damage rather than dealing all the damage. And they really like poisoning me. I don't know what's going on with these little goblin assassins. I thought they'd be taking more damage than they were. Alright, we might have to use one of these fancy potions, but I'm not sure. Oh, yep, definitely. I'm going to try to run away. I hate to do that, but I really feel the need to right now. I think I was standing right where all those mobs decided to spawn. Oh, someone stunned me. I had that ready to go. I was actually really worried when I saw him throw that rock at me that it would kill me. Okay, let's slow him. Oh, he's throwing a rock. And I somehow evaded it. That was a very lucky evade. So this is really not how I was thinking the stream would go. Is he still chasing me? I would say I might be able to get him. Oh, now he goes out of combat. When I'm finally ready to fight him, he runs away himself. But this really isn't the type of thing I was planning on doing with this stream. I was just like planning to play a few characters and get caught up with everything, maybe stream for an hour or two. And now I'm actually really wanting to try to finish this, even though it's going to take forever. That's why I didn't finish it on the original time I was going through here. I just have to be a little bit more tactical about the way I go through this. What is a good way to build this game? But I need to think for a minute, actually. So we go fist, shield, and then that again? Okay. Don't think I've ever built Warden's Triumph that way. Well, that didn't work. I think it's that one. It's a little bit slower than doing it the normal way I do, Control, Shift, and then function. Okay, avoid that troll. I wonder if I can actually get all these quest items from this side. Yep. There's a cauldron in there. It looks like I will need that, but I can at least go ahead and destroy some of the ballistas and catapults. So Ivan, you have on your Runekeeper, you hate sometimes when you're taking more damage than expected. That is always annoying, and on your Runekeeper you're forced into just spam healing. Happens too much. The good thing about Runekeeper, at least my Runekeeper experience, is they can have pretty strong healing even in DPS spec, especially if you get Mending Verse and improve it. Which I have found is quite helpful for solo and landscape content because of how strong the heal is. Okay, so we have just a bunch of defilers here. They should be pretty easy. Should be. Don't know that they will be. Get a bunch of AoE on them, and then hopefully I don't fall right there, because that would be unfortunate. Actually, I wanted to interrupt him. He didn't put a dot on me. I should still be killing the guys on the other side of the gate though. They might even be trying to run around to me, so this almost worked out fortunately. Okay, so there is a sapper. He is not targeting me, but he's getting too close that I feel the need to attack him anyway. He should be dying in a minute. Now I'm trying to get back to where I was, where I could actually hit these guys. Okay, so there's a defiler. No, he's an archer. I don't know if I killed everybody that I initially did all the burst damage on. I wonder if I should remove his corruption. Probably, because I still get the bleed doing that. Okay, here's a cauldron. There's another cauldron back there I think I should get real quick. Okay, we'll get the captain as well here. It's actually good that they're all staying ranged. It's kind of a weird thing. I normally wouldn't think I'd want him to like stay back there doing an induction, but don't want them to heal though. I really couldn't imagine doing this on another class. I don't know. Other classes probably can. I could see a Beorning potentially being able to, a captain, guardian, even maybe anything like a little bit tanky that can self-heal a little bit. So Ivan, you want me to explain how I'm able to explode a catapult from over a wall? It is a special warden trick. Okay, it looks like I'll have to go melee. So Paul Wetzel, you love all the little details, and Lotro, you're at Breeze High Bridge. watching townswomen do laundry. Yeah, that type of stuff is fun. There is a lot of, I feel like, little details type stuff kind of like that in Midsummer. On the Great Wedding version of Minas Tirith. That was pretty neat. I got really distracted by that on my first time through it. So Ivan, you asked what's better, Range Warden or Melee? You can't tell. Well, I switch between the two a lot. They both have their uses. I am playing the range spec right now, but I'm probably in ranged a lot more than Melee, but I am still strong in Melee. There's a lot of good stuff I can do in Melee. So like right now, even though we're facing the big Elite Master Troll, going into Melee, especially when you have Seize the Moment, you can just spam your light dots, and even I did my bleeds there. And if you respec for spear sweeping, you could also do that. But in Melee, you can do all the same stuff you would do in the red line. But then you just are a little bit stronger, I would say. Oh, we have the Defilers respawning. There's also a troll back there. Uh-oh. I probably should have been moving a little bit quicker. Fortunately, this troll has a lot of dots on him. I'll just have to hope I don't pull another Defiler, and he's got his totem. Okay, I killed that Defiler. I don't know what this guy's corruption does. This is one thing I've noticed. I don't know exactly when they started adding corruptions pretty frequently again, but I seem to have noticed there's a lot more and more of Three Peaks and maybe even Minas Morgul than what I remember, at least in being updates before that. Okay, let's try to get this catapult real quick. Or trebuchet. Oh, I can actually loot this? I'm standing right next to something I could have been mining the whole time. So for Melee or Range, there are different builds. So I could actually be Assailment, the yellow line is the range spec, and I could actually build it to be in Melee more often. Right now I have it built to be in range more often, and then the Melee spec you also occasionally want to switch to range to use specifically Range Resounding Challenge just one gambit. So you're not enranged all too much with that. You also do get increased melee damage for momentum if you have that trait if you're spec'd into the red line melee. So that's just another reason to go to range stance, but yeah, there are a whole lot of different building options when it comes to Warden. Alright, I feel like there's a smart way to go about this and a not so smart way. So I will do neither of those and sneak through. This is actually the boring way. I just really feel like it's been a while since I've died. I'm trying to avoid dying again, so I don't want to pull like 10 different mobs in that troll right there. I actually kind of like this landscape difficulty as a little bit of a change of pace type thing. It would be annoying to always have maybe, but it just reminds me of earlier days in Lotro when things were a little bit dangerous, and even a group like this can be quite hurtful to me. Especially when I'm not using the right gambits. And I have seized the moment, I'm not even taking advantage of that. Okay, I need to stop using Impressive Flourish. Didn't even mean to use that once. That was a really bad end to that fight. I feel fortunate that I didn't actually die. I also could be eating my consumables, my food. That would give me a little bit of a boost. I even have shield spikes I could be using in fire oil. All helps a little bit, would help me from dying a little bit. I even have max morale and max power things I could use, increase my damage, all that type of stuff. So Ivan, if as a champion you would run in and AoE them to death, that is possible. It's probably something I could do. I just feel extra squishy lately. But yeah, with a champion, if you can survive it, that is definitely the way to go with something like this. About to get hit big with that bomb. Actually making good progress, it looks like, on the quests. Considering how slow it was going for a while, it looks like most of them are in the north, so we have a whole section in the north. I was thinking I was making good progress, but now we have to go by a few of these crushers again. I'm actually going to switch. I'll switch to the red line just to get a little bit of variety. We can see how that works. Even use, I did not mean to use recklessness, and I didn't even mean to use ambush with flame before I did that. So I use recklessness, which boosts my melee damage, and I haven't even done one thing in melee yet. I finally am now. But yeah, I think with my character at least I can squeeze out a little bit more DPS overall in Redline, especially with longer fights, which I would definitely have against an Elite Master. I just don't know survivability wise. It's easier to avoid stuff, I think, when in the yellow line as range, because you can kite and have that slowing skill if you need. Think a little bit better, like morale taps and heal options. I need to interrupt him. And they're better options because they still get like the barb javelin bleeds and that type of stuff. Okay, that didn't go too bad. I feel like it went quicker, but I'm not sure how much quicker. There is I think that's supposed to be the entrance to Amdan Jamal, the new raid. Okay, I really should switch back to range spec. It's a weird day when I actually prefer the yellow line than the red line on a Warden. I know I was using it in Menace Mortal a lot. Ooh, this is not what I want to happen. I'm surprised that didn't one-shot me. It was just an evaded for 20k. Where is my slow? This is a very dangerous area to try to run away because, as we saw earlier, they like to spawn right here. So I made all this progress. I can of course approach from the northeast side. Maybe that's the way I should go about this. He's actually running very slowly. I thought that was going to be a lot harder to try to run away through, and I thought that first thing he did was going to one-shot me. Okay, so I pulled one of the little goblins. And then Ivan, you said my warden damage seems low, but I have a lot of small damage instead of like big burst damage. That is true. It's a lot of small damage and it's all over time, so it takes a while for it to build up. Okay, so I think I'm getting to a somewhat safe area, as long as I can avoid everything. There should be some quest items that looks like, according to the map, roughly in this area. Engines of Destruction, there might be catapult. I still have things attacking me. Oh, so as a champion you'd get 150k plus per crit and the little 20k. Yeah, the little 20ks are probably a little bit odd. I think I've even noticed that I've crit around 100k. Some of my stronger skills should be getting near there, like 131k. That's probably a little bit more in line, at least for a single damage. And hello, Nathan Philip Connors, good to see you. You said for a solo leveling lore master, would I go red line or blue? Usually I would go red line. At low levels though, I think blue can be pretty good. The reason I go red line is one, all the spells to me are fun with red line. And as you get higher level, the pets keep getting weaker and weaker, so the benefits of the blue line get like less and less. But then also, as the spells get stronger, as the lore master, you get more benefit out of making yourself stronger with those spells, I think, than improving your pet even. I think around level 30 or so is where maybe they start becoming roughly equal, and when I'd switch over to the red line. I think that's what I did on my lore master, at least the one on Anori that I leveled up. Oh, having lag. What am I? I'm doing ranged persevere. Don't mind doing that, actually. Oh, I guess I didn't need to use desolation. I should actually be going into melee when I get seize the moment. I think even still I'll stay in melee for a little bit and use all these things. Now I can go back to range and maybe try to proc seize the moment again, or just get a little bit of chip healing as I deal damage. I don't know if chip healing is a good term for that. I accidentally wasted a power potion. Now I'm down to like 57, it looks like. But when I say, like, as far as chip healing goes, I meant that like chip damage. Like you do a little bit of damage to chip their health off. Something that, for example, a blue line captain would do with a little bit of damage they do while they're healing. But chip healing is like actually repairing the chipped damage, which doesn't make too much sense. Alright, so where do we need to go? We need to go west. I wonder if these like crushers, the trolls actually stay distracted if I would go near it. Here, let's do an investigation. I will have my gambit ready, but I just want to see if I go near these guys if they will aggro. Does not look like it. That troll is probably active. I'll go ahead and test it with this troll. Oh, no, he saw me. Only him though, so the trolls seem to be active. I really should be trying to proc seize the moment. That should be priority. And I got a couple straggling orcs on me now. And we got seize the moment, so get rid of my poison, AoE them down. And this one on the left is not getting hit. And I am having lag. I will use Never Surrender, but I actually don't want it to proc, and it just did proc. Yeah, by dot damage I mean damage over time. Accidentally used Android Maneuver. What am I trying to build? Okay. So like with the Warden, the damage over time is bleeds, and then the light damage over time. Mainly. You know, there aren't many classes that poison enemies. That's one of the big things I feel like is missing from Lotro now that you mention it. I actually don't think there's any class that poisons. Like, I feel like it'd be a burglar type thing to do if they put it's basically like a rogue in WoW, but if they put a poison on their weapon, or something on their weapon that poisons enemies when it hits them, I feel like that's kind of a type of thing that's missing. Even hunters could fire like poison-tipped arrows, I suppose. Actually seems like something a yellow line hunter might be able to do since they have all the different things. Like have a poisonous trap or something. So Paul, let's see, it looks like, oh, you're talking about the Runekeeper. Oh, I think about, wait, so Paul, you asked if I was on Landreval or Arkenstone, and I am on Arkenstone. I have a character on Landreval. I think actually I have a couple characters, but I don't really play there. I think my highest level character on Landreval is like a 30-something Warden. Because back in the day, I was doing a Let's Play type thing on a Warden on Landreval. So you headed northwest. Just need 2 more trebuchets and 2 more nauseous cauldrons. Well, these little spikes, they actually work. I gotta try to avoid all these trolls along the way. I actually don't know, I think I'm supposed to go north. I'm probably going to pull that guy. Should I go ahead and do it? Yeah, I should go ahead and pull him. Oh, and I just pulled another orc. Okay, well, we're going to have a dangerous fight. I think I actually didn't pull any of those orcs. Oh, they're not active orcs. I was trying to avoid mobs that were not active that whole time. Okay, so we have Seize the Moment. Oh, I thought I had Seize the Moment. Maybe it went off real quick. That's not a good bleed, but go ahead and put it on him. Didn't mean to use range celebration of skill or whatever, but it's a little bit better than the one I had queued up. I think that means I can still use restoration. Okay, I'm not getting any Seize the Moment procs. It's one of the big things about Yellow Line Warden. If you don't get any Seize the Moments, it can really hurt with it. Because it's one of the big things, just spamming all the Gambit Masteries is so strong. Ooh, and I am about to die, so we'll try to avoid that. I think I have something hitting me from behind, maybe? No? Thought I saw something hitting me from behind. So, Lore Master, I'm not sure they have something to poison enemies. At least not that I'm aware of. That seems more of a Defiler thing, and as you mentioned, poison is a monster player type thing. I think it's something that's like more evil things they're supposed to use. I don't know why I'm avoiding this single Gundabad orc soldier. I can get him. There, I guess he's the moment. That looks like a dangerous area. I remember that type of area back in the normal place, the more solo version of this zone. I would run through and pull them all and it would almost kill me every time. I think even once or twice I might have died doing that. If I had my free revive, I would definitely try to pull everything because of the AoE potential, but I don't think that's the best idea right here. So what I'm going to do is pull half the things. Because at least I can hit them and then kite a little bit. Now this is the tough part, the one where I have to hit all of them if I can. With specifically something like Resolution. Just the same Gambit builder, Gambit twice in a row. Oh, I have a poison. I wasn't going to use the potion, but once I got the poison, I felt the need to. I could have interrupted him. I could have prevented all that huge 40,000 hit. He's going to kill me, isn't he? I just felt myself playing bad there at the end of that fight, unfortunately. A poison debuffing class I definitely think could be interesting. It could work like a Lore Master, which might be... I don't know what the monster player Defiler plays like. I don't really play those classes, those monsters at all, to know exactly how they play. But it could be a little bit Defiler or Lore Master-y. That's more spell type oriented. Or it could be something Burglar, melee class like that uses their own poisons, like on their weapons. Or a Ranger Hunter type thing that uses poisons, like we just saw that orc shot a poison arrow at me. Or it could be a hybrid mix of all three of those. I don't know if that would make too much sense. I really feel determined to finish this quest now, especially now that I only need like 4 more total items. I was just getting a little bit too confident right there. I decided to pull two of the groups at once, and the captain did too much damage to me, and I didn't interrupt him when I could have interrupted that attack. But it shouldn't, I don't think it should take me too long to get back to where I was, as long as I actually make it to the area. I think I'm stuck in a rock right now. Actually went through that when I got stuck surprisingly smoothly. AoE debuffing, I think AoE debuffing is fine, partially because there's already AoE debuffing. The Yellow Line Burglar I think has a couple, but mainly the Lore Master, they do AoE debuffs with their main debuff skills. I think like Fire Lore, Storm Lore, Water Lore maybe, Fire Lore and Water Lore. Frost Lore? Maybe that's what it's called too. There's also Wind Lore, but I'm pretty sure all of those can be AoE. And I even know the Brawler did not come out yet. I am at high risk of dying right now, especially considering I am in combat, so I'm going to go... I wonder where my milestone is. I could actually make my milestone here, so if I die again, which I don't plan to do, but that way I could go right here, because I have all my musters. Drinkle. My milestone is actually right here. Okay, give myself a little heal in case something tries to sneak up on me. Very little heal. That did hardly anything. But no, the Brawler has not come out yet, and I said something about it with the name. But yeah, I'm looking forward to more news on that. Unfortunately, just to me, a Brawler doesn't sound like the most exciting, but they said it's in early development, and maybe with the Gundabad expansion, which is set for fall 2021. Okay, so it's a regular Orc Soldier. Really feel like I shouldn't be doing this on my war steed. Okay, most of these guys should be distracted. Some of them at least. Go ahead and... I feel like I'm just wasting a rejuvenation potion by doing that. Fortunately, I must face them. I'd like to avoid this poison cloud. I really feel like I'm about to die again. I thought I would go through this somewhat carefully, but also a little bit speedily. Hopefully not pulling that troll. Okay, if I can run away far enough over here, I think I'm safe. And not pull more enemies. I think I did pull another enemy at least. I really shouldn't be building that game, but it's something I can do without like having to actually face something to heal. Yeah, here we go, I got a few more on me at least, I thought. Try to interrupt the Defiler. Even though he was actually doing nothing, I could have just let him live and cast his heal. Okay, I'm going to use another potion, and I have a poison on me, but I don't have enough power to remove it. Could have used my power potion. This is just like earlier. I feel like I'm just running around dying again. This again, I really wasn't planning on actually doing something this serious today. So I wasn't like super prepared for this, but I really do feel determined to actually get it finished. So while I am running, this time I actually do want to talk about some future content again. So with the annual gameplays, one thing I was thinking about doing was a gameplay discussion for each class. And also a big gameplay discussion for like every class and spec super quick. Basically it would be, for the big one, like a super, wow, I went through that super speedy. Like a super quick overview of every class, what they actually do, and then how they perform and what they do. So for example, the Red Line Minstrel is a DPS, but it's not the most viable DPS. You wouldn't really probably get into end-game group content as a DPS minstrel. So just that type of thing. And then for the third section, it would be basically my opinion on the spec. So trying to think of one I have. So like the Yellow Line Minstrel, that one to me is fun, even if it's not always the most viable, or like Blue Line Captain. So that way, I think with that it could be maybe helpful, because I get to talk about each of the classes really quickly and share both my thoughts and actually some more factual knowledge, I guess, about it. Okay, so this time I'm going to actually be more careful, and I'm glad you are enjoying the content even with me running around dying a lot in this dangerous area. More so for silly reasons. I feel like my deaths are more frequently just because I'm playing bad than necessarily like getting into dangerous situations all the time. I think I was pressing Shift 2 real quick. And then I went over to press 4. I'm going to use my potions. I feel like I'm wasting all my fancy potions, but I never use them anyway, so it's more that I'm actually getting use out of them than wasting them. Okay, here we go. This time I'll actually do something useful if he doesn't run away. I did not mean to go the slow way to build Desolation, and now I'm lagging again. One more bleed and then I'll switch back to ranged. I also haven't been using my slow, or it's also a root, that much. I know it doesn't work too well on the siege trolls, but it still does something to temporarily get them off attacking me. Should probably heal. Make sure I'm not running into anything. Okay. This time I will actually take a minute here to settle down and use my consumables again. Oh yeah, so Ivan, you mentioned a tier list. So I did a tier list back in the day. The problem with that is I feel like it was partially well received and partially not. It was one of my more least well received videos because I think people expected it, which makes sense why. They expected it to be more like a viability tier list, but I made a tier list on how much I enjoy the classes. Now I made that clear in the video, I think, but just like people seeing it come up and it's like, oh, a tier list instead of an enjoyment list, like a personal top list. So I'm trying to avoid a situation like that again, if possible. But yeah, endgame potential could definitely be a thing, but there are so many different things the different classes could be good for. I feel like I'm picking on the minstrel a lot, but another example of that is endgame viability. I could say the red line minstrel is not viable, even though it's definitely plenty good for solo. Even if you solo, that's like your endgame is just like solo questing, then it would be good. So it's kind of hard to do, I guess, an all-inclusive tier list and give each class a single rating like if I did a tier list like I would like to with that. But it's something to think about at least. Okay, I'm going to be extra careful and hopefully not lag too much. On line of sight. Actually, I don't think I needed to kill that Defiler. Okay, all of these mobs that I killed earlier are back. Wonder what the best way to go about this is. I feel like that guy's going to cause some issues. He just looks like a troublemaker. Okay, he hit me with his thing. Oh, this time I pulled a bunch anyway, but it was unintentionally. So I'm going to get a lot of damage on them. That is definitely happening. I just have to kill them before they can do anything to me. So all my dots have to tick, basically. And it looks like this time that actually worked. I think last time I just tried to go too defensive about this instead of just trying to kill them all before they could even do anything. So Ivan, you asked what my favorite type of content to make is, and that's hard to choose because I like making guides. It's not always my favorite just because it takes so long. I also enjoy making kind of those topic commentary type videos. And then I also like talking about the classes, discussing them, which could be guide-like or could not be guide-like. This is probably an area I could run through on the blue line pretty easily. I don't really need to make myself play the yellow line just to play it, even though it has been useful, I think. This particular area... Oh, too much damage there. I feel like the totems, I don't know if they're just not getting hit. Okay, they are getting hit in AoE. And lag. Okay, I gotta heal. Sometimes it takes a minute for my fingers to actually catch up with what I'm thinking I need to do. So here's that annoying captain again. This one's probably a different one. Okay, if he's not in my line of sight, I should be out of his line of sight. Apparently he's a very slow captain. Right, so we need 2 orcish trebuchets, which are both right here. Oh, there's actually like 4 right here. Okay, so there's an archer. Probably go ahead and kill that archer. Probably, no, I was going to say I probably need a Slayer Deed here, but then I forgot I did this whole portion of the zone, which was constant killing things. I don't know how I could still need a Slayer Deed in this area. Besides trolls. Apparently I need trolls, but that counts for all of Elder Slade. Plus there are a lot of the regular signature trolls I really could get, and maybe even the instances. The raid even might have some trolls that actually progresses the deed. And I just realized I pulled a troll, and that's okay, I just like I was just pulling things. I'm actually going to knock him down with that. Oh, and I pulled something else. That is okay, though. I got Seize the Moment. That is a good time to proc it. Didn't get too much use out of it, but I got some. Okay, I'm going to use Never Surrender. I was going to try to save that in case I need it more on another fight. Use Brink of Victory, and then I'll go back to range and I'll knock him down again with Ambush. I have no idea. I keep using not too good gambits. So Ivan, you asked how good is Warden in late game? It seems like one of the best late game classes, and it is for DPS. I think the Burglar, at least last I heard, the Burglar supposedly has the most DPS and Warden is like second most. As far as like fully maxed out at like the highest difficulty, like just the most DPS output. As far as that goes, the Warden could probably do more AoE DPS. But yeah, they're pretty solid. I think the Red Line is a good like standard, like for easier content, pretty good for that. So it has that option as more of an entry option, even though that's already a little bit complex at least. And tankiness, that is That maybe used to be the case, but Warden isn't too tanky anymore. Unless it seems like I'm tanky, I actually feel like I'm pretty, not very squishy here, but pretty squishy, but maybe because I'm still like, I still remember back in like the Rise of Isengard day when I wasn't that squishy as a Warden, and something like this I could probably pull as a tank and just like use my morale taps and self-heals and survive it. But yeah, they aren't the tankiest and they have a tank spec, but definitely aren't the best tanks anymore. But I got these 2 quests done.
At your service and your families.
Tuning. Wow. I completed those quests just to get a bunch more. It looks like I can get some purple gear, small fellowship quest for this. Defeat Narg and Maz. Is he in the stair battle? It wouldn't be small fellowship if it was. I hope that's not the Nemesis guy that I passed by. But yeah, this gear is probably not useful for me. It was just interesting to see that. Defeat a few lieutenants. Collect remains. Ooh, is this to the northeast? That would actually be pretty exciting. I don't plan on doing more today. Oh, so the healing. No, this is to the northwest. That might actually be in the stair battle. I don't think you could go there, landscape, but maybe you can, for all I know. I was thinking maybe it took you over here, basically. Gorgar the Ruthless, I know, is in the stair battle. It says Bagud Meckham, so maybe that can't do it in the stair battle. Again, I don't know why it would be small fellowship if you can. I just think that coincides with the location that the stair battle is. But yeah, the healing is nice. It's not as strong as it used to be, but it definitely is nice and maybe makes it appear more tanky. And it's decent in dire situations. And of course, being self-heal as a class that isn't, it's not like a healer spec, I still do decent damage on top of it. Especially with Yellow Line, again, using the ranged ones that put the bleeds on enemies. But yeah, I think it's about a good time for me to start wrapping things up. This definitely didn't go as planned, but that's the way it always is with streams, one of the exciting things. And I feel like I got back in the flow of this, which is a good thing. Especially when it goes to making commentaries that I plan to do, which, speaking of that, I do plan to have a few kind of topic commentaries coming up in the somewhat near future. Again, things will be slow the first couple weeks. I do plan to stream tomorrow, though, where I can update on more things as I get more progress tomorrow, basically. But yeah, my main focus is on the annual gameplays, and that's why things are going slow right now. I'm also working on a guide to the Lotro classes on my website, Lotro Basics. I pretty much have that done. I don't know if I'm waiting necessarily to get the annual gameplays out, because I do include that, just a link to it in those for people to see the gameplay if they wish. The no commentary gameplay has like the raw in-game audio and doesn't have anything like that to bother people. I'm actually going to switch to my minstrel. I feel like there are a few things I can talk about while at least doing something instead of just standing here doing nothing. We should be good on the reset. I feel like I spent over 15 minutes on my word in there. But yeah, that's what's coming up next. Trying to think class guides wise, those will probably be on hold. I'm guessing at least until February. But what I'm thinking I'll do probably when I upload the annual gameplay videos, I'll do that in the morning my time, so like 12 hours earlier than now. So like 8 a.m. morning time, which would be Lotro server time, morning time. Eastern Central Time, US time at least. And then I'll probably upload videos. I think for channel members, I will make the videos unlisted. Any like normal video I upload during that time, I will unlist or make it so at least channel members can view it. Matron of the Hatchery. That way there's just a little bit of something extra for them. And then I will probably hold off most regular videos until after that, and I'll still probably stream as I get the chances. And any important videos, like any sort of news things or any urgent type thing that comes up, I would definitely do. But it's kind of weird switching from a warden, all the gambits and stuff. I feel like I'm playing like a warden, like if I did these things, it was Ranger Resounding Challenge and just killed them through dots. Actually feels squishy now. This minstrel felt so strong before. Playing the warden totally ruined that for a little bit. I actually feel like I'm taking a lot of damage anyway. I don't think I took this much damage before. I wonder if it might be the affix they have that does fire damage. That one is actually very dangerous. Yeah, so I died there. But yeah, I think it's the whatever affix they have in this one, the fire one does a lot of damage. I have to actually pay attention to it this time instead of just running through hitting things. On any damage, reflect fire damage, so that is what it was. The good thing is, I could actually spec yellow just for this, but the good thing is I can switch to Melody Stance and heal. I guess is this only available in Warcry? Healing is temporarily unlocked. Okay. Yeah, requires Dissonance Stance. At least I only have to defeat the matron. I don't have to defeat all the little jerks if I don't want. Obviously killing a little bit slower, but at least I'm staying alive while doing it. But yeah, I don't know exactly when I would start the annual gameplay videos. I still have to do that. Of course, I'll update as I continue to stream. I don't know that I'll stream every evening for the next week, but I do plan to tomorrow. I think that's about all I have to share. So to get wrapping up with this, I have to destroy a few things here. I don't know why I switched specs. I meant to switch stances. Need to destroy dens. Not familiar. Really not familiar with this now. I don't even see an enemy. I think I could have removed that debuff. There they go, now they're on the screen. Maybe I shouldn't do this type of mission that takes this much thinking at the end as I'm wrapping up, but thank you everybody that's still here that became a channel member. We had 3 new members this stream. I think that tripled my total number of members that I've had on my channel, so I really do appreciate that support and everybody else's support. We had a ton of viewers on the stream and a whole bunch of likes as well. So that was all great to see coming back after the over a month-long break. So yeah, I'm excited going forward to making more content. It looks like we unlocked the secret supply line quest, which I think I've only unlocked on 1 or 2 other characters. So that's something to look forward to on this character if we do another missions-oriented stream. Just would be worried about getting locked out again. But anyway, as far as this stream goes, I think that is a good point to wrap it up. Trying to get used to doing outros again, but anyway, as far as this stream goes, I hope you all did enjoy it, especially with all we did. That's what, yeah, Ivan, you definitely did help. You did a lot of convincing there for how to support me with the channel memberships, but I don't know why I'm going to the map to show what we did. But basically, I did a little bit of the Runekeeper on Gondor, caught up a little bit what I've done on Anor. And I don't know exactly what the stream will be tomorrow, but I could be starting Gondor on my ward, and I'll have to see what sort of event we have going on. And then did a lot of missions on the Minstrel on this character, because I valored a lot of I valored a bunch of level 120 characters to get a decent base of characters, I suppose, for things, for actually video content mainly. And then did a lot of unexpected stuff on the Warden with the War of Three Peaks and doing solo and group content and having a little bit of a rough time. And yeah, that is what we did today. So I hope you all enjoyed all of that. And if you did, please consider liking or subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member like so many people did this stream. And thank you for everyone for joining, watching,